Yeah, so finding out the intentions, and then asking yourself, who will I become as a result of completing this goal? And then what behaviors will support what I will become? So give me a goal that you're working on. Short term. Nailing your internship. So what are the all what are all the inputs that you're going to need in order to nail your internship? Wait, let's rephrase. What does nailing let's look at what does nailing your internship look like? What's nailing your be more specific. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Hmm. Okay. So specifically speaking, you want to nail a job. You want to land a job offer in that particular industry. Okay. What are the inputs? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Let me. I'm gonna help coach you through this real quick. With something I call knees, getting on your knees. So inputs can look like this. What knowledge will you need? What's the knowledge that you're gonna need? What's the knowledge base that you're gonna need to complete your job? You can write those things down. That's part of the inputs. What does your network need to look like? Who do you need to know while you're there? Those are part of your ingredients. What experiences do I need to have? And that could be, well, I need to get my stuff in double the time than what they're asking for. Like how do you want to how do you want to experience the internship? What do you want them to experience while you're there? So experience could be multi-layered in terms of experience. And then what role does your education play in this? Your traditional education? And then you want to ask yourself, do I need to do any type of self-education? Do I need to do any type of self-education? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that goes to and that leads to S, which is skills. What skills are you going to need? So that's going to be really that's going to be really important. Yeah, that's going to be really important. So that's your input, and you can drill down into each of those getting on your knees things, but that's what it really comes down to. And then feedback. So okay, where will your feedback loops need to come from? You have your superior supervisors, your peers. I call it the feedback loops of thirds. So the thirds are you have people you look up to, peers that are on the same wave lane as you, and then people that look up to you. Look up to you. Oh, So when you go in, so as far as you want to hit that goal, you need to you probably already have them in your life. You don't know that you do. So you want to say, okay, who do I need to look up to? Who are my superiors? Who am I looking up to? And then who already has a job there that I like where the path that they took. Then you want to look at your peers, like who's this incoming class? Are you the only one, or is there other people? Just you, okay. So you need to find out if the interns from the other departments, you need to network with them. You need to find them. You need to virtually socialize with them. You guys go on your happy hour so you can talk shop. You need to find them immediately. And then people that look up to you. So you now your clout just went zoop with winning this thing. You know what I'm saying? Your clout just jumped. So now you want to find the students that are looking up to you in regard to that, so you can share knowledge with them. This is one of the most powerful pieces. A friend of mine's mom shared this with me when I was at Temple. This has been cooking for a while. And she was always saying, you always have to have a thirds. These thirds. People you look up to, peers, people on the same level as you, and then people that look up to you. And you always want to maintain that into your life. So, and then the last one is stock. Or, I just learned this recently, sawdust. So, stock or sawdust is, like when you're how can I explain this? Like mulch. What is mulch? Isn't mulch like the leftover cuttings from wood chips? Yes. So basically, you could do one or two things with those wood chips. You could throw them away, or you can try to find a business model around that wood chips. So your work is always going to lead to some type of output. For instance, like right now, I'm videotaping what we're doing right now. I'm going to probably post it on my YouTube. Because now I'm taking our conversation and it's sawdust. I could have just let our conversation go, but I'm capturing it so that it could be an asset that I put on YouTube that can generate my social capital, if you will. So that for you could be some type of content, like you're documenting your time there and you're putting it on LinkedIn. You're giving, maybe you're doing a vlog. Like after you're done working, you load up one of these tools like Loom that I use right now, and you just talk into it. And you do like a little presentation of what you learned or something like that. And then you put it on LinkedIn. What that does is that's stock. So now the people that are because you're going to be meeting people in your internship that actually work there. And you're going to be looping them into your LinkedIn. The more they see, they're going to be like, oh, wow, this person, not only is he doing the work, but he's literally creating a guide for other interns. And that's what you should be building. You should be building some type of guide for other interns looking to get into that specific program. Because then that raises your stock at Penn State. So you want to map those things out before you start your internship. Now the next question you ask yourself, like, okay, who will I become as the result of getting this job offer? Who are you going to become? Yes. That's not, yeah. I mean, base level, yes. Yes. An employed college graduate. That's a great goal. But I want to stretch you to think, what else do you become? Ah, there we go. There we go. You're going to be, as the result of this, no matter what the outcome, you're going to be a better leader. You're going to be a better leader, period. And then, So you want to write down as far as like what that leader looks like and what are the characteristics of that leader that you want to become as a result. And then lastly, you look at, okay, what behaviors will support what I will become? Because it's not enough to just be that leader. You need to have like daily behaviors that are supporting that leadership role. And that's what we talked about with the Pulse tool. That's what stuff like that comes into, having that balance. So this framework becomes somewhat of a basis on building out your hitting that goal. Do you see how you can increase the odds of hitting the goal of getting that job? Yeah. It's not going to be left up to chance. It's not going to be left up to chance. It's yes. So and this is going to be the nature of the new work world. Like you're going to have to and we talked about this earlier, treating yourself like a business and treating yourself like if you think of yourself as like a professional athlete, that you can get contracted to any team at any time, and you want to play for the team that fits your characteristics the best. So the one thing that I think is going to be more democratized, and I see people doing it now, is that now you start to see these professional athletes with their social media presence now, because now they have more control over their career and they can negotiate better salaries. The same for you. You're going to have to get used to, and I'm learning this too. That's why I'm videoing this right now. You're going to have to get used to capturing what you're going through and documenting and recording it and then distributing it, leveraging it so that you can negotiate your salaries faster. Because that's going to be the thing that's going to set you apart. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to get the internship. Cool. That's awesome. Boom, you got the job. Great. That's awesome. But what's going to keep you there is what we're doing right now. Is you starting to get that framework of, I need to dedicate some time to documenting and capturing. So that when somebody Googles my name, I'm controlling what they're seeing. Yeah. That is going to be a part of your role. You have to get that habit down now. You have to get that habit down now. There's nothing you can do to avoid it. Gary Vee was right in a lot of ways. But now it's going to be it's going to be democratized. Like, so if you look at the last decade, you see, like, and I'll use Gary Vee as an example, he was head and shoulders above everybody. So the last decade, because I literally watched him from his wine library stuff in the beginning, very beginning, and I watched him become, and he just like outpaced everybody. He was literally a unicorn when it comes to his content game. But now we're living in a day and time where that's going to have to be a reality for everybody. So like I told you at the beginning of the year, I started my YouTube because everybody is a media company. If you have this, you are a walking media company. And you want to leverage that content for currency or cash. But did that help? So this can go into a statement. So the statement is, I intend to, I will need to become, and this is, and the behaviors that support who I become is this. So you can look at it like that. And it's something that you can say to you. I say it to myself all the time. Like, so if I get off track, like, okay, I'll start it with myself. Intentions become behaviors. Intentions become behaviors. Intentions become behaviors. And then I'll say, like, okay, I intend to this. I'll need to become this, and the behaviors that will support is this. So I'll begin to say that to myself, just to get my mind primed. Because you may not have time to look back at your notebook or anything like that all the time. You know what I mean? So you want to be able to have it on command when you need it the most. Because so much is competing for our attention. Yeah, so much is competing for our attention that intentions become behaviors. So that's a dynamic goal setting. That's exponential goal setting. Because things have been accelerated. Like I said, things are gonna be more distracting. So you're going to have to be able to have a super strong intentions to cut through all the noise. To cut through all the noise. And to develop the behaviors that's needed. So I hope that helped. Cool, man. Did you want me to send you that? Yeah, I'm gonna actually put it on my I'm gonna put it on YouTube. But I'll email that to you, that document.